Hi everybody, it's Cindy. I hope this video finds you well. For me, it's Saturday, my favorite day of the week, as you know if you follow me. I have my pajama bottoms on and a cup of tea, and the dog is in here in the room with me, and I'm just doing a little bit of catch up in my shop and creating some things that make me happy today. It was a stressful week, so this is a stress-free zone today. I'm just doing things that I enjoy. But I ran out of these little wallpaper journals in my shop, so I made a few of these today. And when I send them out, when I ship out my items, I like to dress them up a little bit for you all so they look pretty. So I'm just doing a little something for the cover using my, what did I call it? Vintage Moons digital kit, maybe. I don't remember what I called it, but it's back in the 1920s. This was really popular that people would sit on a cutout of a moon and have their picture taken. This one says "Just Old Pals." I suppose I can pull it out and show it to you. And so I'm going to show you how I made this using watercolor paper. Watercolor paper is one of my favorite things to make. I mean, to use for certain things, and I'll show you why in a minute. And by the way, a lot of people have asked how I get my coffee stain paper to look like this. And I have a really simple, quick and dirty method for coffee staining paper. I did make a video about it some time back, and I'll go ahead and put the link below if you want to look at how I do my coffee stain paper. So there's that. Okay, so starting with watercolor paper, I just buy cheapo watercolor paper because I'm not an artist. I don't paint or anything like that. I wish I did. Believe me, I really wish I did, but I don't. And so I just buy the cheapest watercolor paper I can find. I think I got this one at Walmart and it was only a few bucks. I know it was under $5 for 30 sheets, and this lasts me quite a long time because I don't use it in every project. But so I cut out a couple of images from the digital kit. That's a really fun one, and left myself a 1/2 inch border on each side because I'm going to tear this with my, I think you call this a distress ruler. I forget. This is from We Are Memory Keepers, and I like this edge. Of course, you don't need a ruler to distress. You can do other things. I also have another little gadget my mom got me from Prima, and this is it's almost like a buffer for your heel, a pedicure tool, and there's a little razor blade in there and another thing here and another, all this stuff you can distress the edge of your paper, or just use a nail file, or just free tear it. Use a regular ruler and free tear it. But my hands are kind of bad, so I do like having this ruler as a guide. And it's easier to tear if you, I should have left a little more room than just 1/4 inch. Okay. So I have one already done here. So I just go through and I tear all 4 sides. And then you're left with a jaggedy edge. And what you'll see, I don't know if it's going to come across on the camera, is that you get some feathered paper up here, thinner paper, and this is why I like the watercolor paper, because that takes ink so well and it really makes a cool effect. So I've got my Tim Holtz vintage photo here, which is always by my side, and so you see how that really takes ink, and it doesn't the edges where the paper was torn are darker than the rest of the, you see I got a little bit there, but it's not as dark as where I tore the paper. So that's why I like to use watercolor paper, because it gives you this really neat effect, almost like it was burned. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit, because it's just a little too white for me. and then take one of the people from my kit and glue it down, tape it down just a little bit because I'm going to sew around the edges of the photo. You know what? This actually needs a little on the edges too. The corners are, the paper's a little white there too. So, all right. Okay, and then I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew around the edges, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did a zigzag stitch all around the corners. I used a white thread so that it would contrast with this just a little bit. Oops. Cut off the strings or leave them if you like that look. And there we have a quick little card that can just go on the front of my little journal that I'm shipping out. So that's really all I wanted to show today. I know it's been a while since I've videoed. I've been, well, long story. There's a lot going on for me in my life right now, but I like to stay balanced, and so I'm cutting back on some things, like making videos and focusing more on my shop right now. But I have a lot of ideas for 2021 that that you should keep an eye out for. So, okay, so that's about it for today. I hope you'll try some watercolor paper. It's really fun to work with and makes a really cool effect. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day in your craft room. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.